All right, so Deebo Samuel just requested to trade. A lot of people were thinking he might not. His brother went on social media a few days ago and said he's not going to be here. He's going to request a trade. People realized it yesterday. He said, "Oh, it was why you guys think I was talking about football? I don't know what my brother's going to do." Now today, Jeff Darlington of ESPN tweets the following. I'll read it. Breaking news. I just spoke to wide receiver Deebo Samuel, and he told me that he has asked the 49ers to trade him. He did not want to discuss specific reasons behind his request, but he has indeed let the 49ers know his desire to leave the organization. More to come. Jose, is it time to panic for 49er fans on this one?
Red alert! Red alert! Hit the emergency button. Call it. It's panic time, yo. It is panic time. The house is on fire. Oh my God. Yes, I was gonna say where there's smoke, there's fire. Nah, son, we can see the fire now. We can literally see the red and orange flames. My goodness, this is nuts. I thought we were just going to talk about what happened yesterday. And this guy, thank you, Debo, for letting us know this. And my God, you were on point about this, about the relationship. I was like, Grant's kind of assuming a little here. But, man, look at this. Look at this. It truly seems, for whatever reason it is, there seems to be like some type of fracture in the relationship, exactly like how you wrote about it just the other day. So the fact that he's requesting a trade, it either means the Niners lowballed the hell out of him, and he's just like, nah, son, I saw what you did to DeForest Buckner. We're not going this route. Or maybe the Niners he just knows the way they're going to negotiate. That's kind of wild that he knows that the way the trade is going to go, that's the route he wants to take. I mean, I know I talked about this like over a month and a half ago about talking about, yeah, Debo could be traded. But I didn't really see it as like this much of a likelihood realistically to actually come to play.
And it's like the Niners still have the leverage of, well, you're under contract, bud. Sorry. I mean, if you want to get paid, you're going to have to play well and play for us. But they haven't really taken that stance since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have gotten here. Like they're all a happy family. And if someone wants out, they'll sort of accommodate him. They didn't hold DeForest Buckner hostage. Mm-hmm. Seems like now that Deebo Samuel's made this public, he's probably gonna get traded. I mean, really, unless the Niners are just like, you know what, tough, which would be new for them. And I think I would kind of applaud it. Why would you just give away your best player because he's mad? He's mad. Like, sorry, dude, we need you. I don't know who's the last player that's done something like this. It's almost like an Antonio Brown situation.
Isn't
it?
Well, it's like 49ers.
What is the problem?
Yeah. If I'm a 49ers, just chill. Like he's requesting a trade. Like, all right, requesting a trade. That's great. Let's calm down. All right. Let's calm down. I think that's one of the things I don't get why teams, when I understand star powers are starting to have more like leverage, more power in this scenario. I remember we talked about it on this show before, like a year or two ago. We even talked about players starting to have more power like the NBA. But if I'm an NFL team, I think it's just, let's calm down. You requested a trade. You're emotional for every reason. We're emotional. Let's wait a week or two. Hell, let's wait a month. What's the rush? You know, we don't got to trade you. It's like what the Packers did with Devontae Adams. Clearly, Adams was upset with the Packers. Maybe Aaron Rodgers, both, whatever the reason may be. You don't give away your best player, one of your best players, just like that, just because I'm tired of this place. Simmer down. We all get emotional, and let's relax, and, you know, let's take a deep breath.
I got to say, like, I've been giving Debo the benefit of the doubt throughout this. Like, he should get paid, you know, like, yeah, kind of some of the stuff he does on social media is a little childish, but this is sort of the profession now. Like, this is a really bad look in a series of bad looks for Deebo Samuel. Like, you've been good for 2 years. You've been great for one. And now you're requesting a trade because what? You won't even tell Jeff Darlington. He's like, I'm not even going to say why, but I want to trade. Like, I don't think many people, I think he's starting to lose people here. I think he's lost me on this one. Like, man, like what? The Niners basically have said they want to trade you. They just need to wait a couple of months, and waiting would suit you. Like, honestly, if you wait until McLaurin signs and DK signs and you want to wait, you get paid more. I don't get it. I guess we're going to guess about it and theorize in a minute. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm sort of lost here, and I feel like Debo's losing a lot of support, and maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he just wanted to burn the bridge and go to a new fan base, and the next team will love him. Probably, as long as
Twitter Streets is saying that Debo didn't like his usage in running back. So because he didn't like being switched over there, perhaps.
Who said that?
the Twitter street. That's what it looks like. I'm trying to find a concrete
All right,
report, but I'm not trying to
we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to the theories in a minute. David says, "Grant, I told you
here for a second, but that'd be interesting if that was the thing. But man, time to panic. Yes.
You don't think the next team's going to use you that way, Debo? David, Grant, I told you. Let's get Jefferson. Okay, we're going to talk about potential trade packages for Debo in a minute. That's a great one. Foreshadowing. Brand new. Debo didn't want to face Nick Scott twice a year again.
Who?
The hell is Nick Scott? Is he
who? Who's the new
Send him to the Jets, aka football hell.
He has to go. He has to go to the floor and Salah.
Bakari says you think it's because he knows Trey's favorite target is Ayuk. Plus, Kyle said it's too dangerous to use him like last year. I mean, it's a theory. I think any theory is as good as. I mean, they're all good. We're going to talk about theories next. So hold on, bear with us. Nathan says all I wanted was a drama-free offseason, but no, Debo is going to get traded before Jimmy 2 picks. Shaking my head. Somebody needs to get fired. I don't know, man. Yeah, I really hope they don't trade Debo. That would be, well, I don't care. I think it'd be hilarious. Emmanuel Gomez says the Niners should take advantage of this, and whoever wants Debo has to take Jimmy 2 and get back at least 2 first-round picks, LOL. Okay, the Niners could do that, or they could just keep Jimmy out of the freaking – because Jimmy brings down Debo's value. Keep him away and just trade Debo on his own for what – hold on, we're going to talk about what you can get for him in a minute. Jacob says, fire Lynch. Send him back to TV deuces. All this because he loves Jimmy. Niners are stupid if they trade him. Stupid. How did this happen? I'd love to find out someday. Jed needs to delete that tweet. Is that still up? Hold on. Hold on. I gotta check Jed's Twitter real quick.
No way. He tweeted something about Debo's gonna be here forever or something.
Yes, Jed. He retweeted Jennifer Lee Chan. Hold on, Jed.
Oh God damn it, Jed. What are you doing, bro?
Is it still up? 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 Where are you looking?
Jeddy!
Jed. Where are you? Oh, yes, it is. Jennifer Lee Chan, 49ers on Deebo Samuel trade rumors, March 27. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Jed York retweeted it. Good job, Jed. Way to go, Jed. Nicely done, Jed. I'm sorry, dude. Like, what? Tobin says front office probably lowballed him and used his success as a running back against him. Craziest gotten to this point. What a terrible offseason for the 49ers. I just wanted to say that I said that was going to happen. I was like, Debo, they're going to lowball you. They're going to use this running back thing against you. And then he blocked me. I would like to be unblocked, Debo. I would like to be your agent from now on. I mean, what did I do?
He doesn't have me block. I'll make sure to hit him up for you. I got you.
Thank you. My team over yours says front office doesn't want to cut Jimmy because it proves they were wrong. They'd rather pay Jimmy over Debo. Ooh.
Hey, you know what? They do tout so much about Jimmy. I don't hear the same reciprocation to Debo.
It seems like if you give Debo a big signing bonus, that Jackhammer pointed it out. I mean, it gets prorated over 5 years, averaged out over 5 years. So if it's big, Debo's cap number could go up significantly this year. Niners don't have money because of Jimmy.
No, that's really why.
I know everyone's saying they're not related, but think about it, right? I mean, if you give him a signing bonus now, that gets averaged out over the length of the contract. So it seems to me that if it's a big signing bonus, which is what is required for wide receivers now.
I would tend to believe Jack because I mean,
sounds
my
right.
cap linguistics is like very small. So I mean,
would that kick in next year, or when the extension kicks in, or would it? I think it's averaged out.
I thought if you got an extension because he still has the 1 year left, you don't wipe away that year. It's just the
signing bonus makes it. How does the signing bonus work? That's my thing.
Yes, that's the thing. I thought the signing bonus. I thought isn't that why when you restructure your deal, the signing bonus, it's like, hey, he gets all that money forward, but it doesn't hit the cap. I don't know, all these weird.
I know, right? I hate that stuff. No React says Ayuk, Jennings, Ray, Christian Watson.
Oh boy,
Christian Watson. I think you could do better in a. We'll talk about that. But Niner fans are already thinking about what they can get for Debo. Chris Garcia says Debo liked a Rappaport tweet saying that the request came almost a week ago.
Rappaport did tweet it out officially too, right after Darlington. So it's really official once he gets in there too.
Okay, hold on. Let's get Ian Rappaport up. Let's read it.
And he went live on a video too.
Okay, Ian Rappaport says the Niners make their hold on. The Niners have been looking to make offers for a long-term deal with wide receiver Deebo Samuel, but he's been unwilling to engage. This is why. Unclear where this goes from here, but Samuel wanting out is the latest in big-name wide receiver drama. Money is not at the root of the issue for Deebo Samuel. Otherwise, that could be fixed with a big offer. But there are also issues with how he's used. There it is. Boom. The Niners make their first pick
That's
of
what I
this
saw.
draft at number 61, and a trade for Deebo Samuel would likely net them a first-round pick if they trade him, which they may or may not. Wow. Wow.
Talk about snowballing from yesterday, man. Awesome.
Hold on. We'll answer a couple more questions, but I got to go on my burner account, which is the All49ers account, and look up Debo's stuff because he blocked me. So now I'm on All49ers. I'm sorry, it's what I have to do. Okay, 19 problems. Likes.
19 problems.
Okay, he liked the Jeff Tarlington report. And then he liked Ian Rappaport's report. Boom. Right there. Liked him both. Debo. Okay. That's crazy. All right. So it's about how okay. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. We know now why he's upset. Told you Debo would be gone. Ayuk season. Brian J. Debo ain't gone yet, baby. Oh, you don't want to play running back? Now you're the starting running back for the team. Where's the loyalty? Shaking my head. We made him. That's a lie. I'd like to know what the offer was, but it does seem like he's overreacting. I mean, it's April. Joe Mama. I like a Joe Mama joke. Says he loved to call himself a wide back, but now there's an issue with how he was used. Not buying this BS. Yeah, hold on. When I asked him, I said, Debo, if someone who didn't know you asked you what position you play, what would you say? He said, wide back. And I believe you can go on his Instagram now and buy merch that he's selling that says wide back. So what's the deal? Am I wrong? I think he's selling wide back merch. Debo must have been disrespected for this to happen.
That's what I'm thinking. But how would he if he's not talking? That's what I mean. Like, I don't get it.
All right. I feel it. DeMarcus Dixon says they're trying to pay him wide back money, aka highest paid running back.
That's what I'm saying. What did I say last week?
Hey man, when they were giving him carries up four scores against Jacksonville in the second half, I'm like, oh, he's screwed. He's screwed. He is such a running back to them. They're gonna say that. Debo for 10 on Mekhi Becton. Okay, we can talk about that. Something bad must have gone down at that dinner with Kyle and John. It must have been bad. I thought Debo and Kyle were boys. Shout out racist Niner fans in his DMs. Classy. It could be the racist Niner fans. Maybe he doesn't want to be part of this fan base anymore. I don't know. I think his issue is with John Lynch. He loves Kyle, right? I thought he loved Kyle. But it says the issues with how he's being used. Jason Howard says Niners faithful forever, but man, this front office is really making it hard to be a fan. First we have porn star loving quarterback. Now this. What a Jimmy. Michael Durant says Debo agent started all this. He knows he needs to get Debo paid first, and once that deal is done, the other four wide receiver in the payroll will be easy. Debo, the sacrificial lamb in a scheme, but Niners don't budge.
Yep, Niners have the valuation always on a player, man. That might be a thing too. But I mean, can we really say that? He's not talking to them. That's what I mean.
I'm excited to see how payroll reporters spin this. What's really interesting to me is there's been a large contingent of beat writers covering this team whose stance has been, this isn't a story. I'm not covering it. Debo's going to sign.
Awkward.
Oops. Awkward. Where were you? And now they have to actually pick up way down the line, oh, this is real. They all have to write about it today. I mean, I'm not going to name names, but you know who they are. Just been ignoring it. This isn't a story. No, you're just lazy.
Business 101, Grant.
You're just lazy. And you have no sources, and you pretend like you do. Now, I'm not talking to anyone watching us because we're highly connected, highly respected. Ruben says trade to the Jets for Elijah Moore, first and third round pick. Elijah Moore.
I like Elijah Moore.
I like Elijah Moore. He's not Debo. Demon says, I supported Debo, but he lost me here. If he wants out, so be it. Make him play out his deal if he doesn't want to negotiate. Yeah, man. You ain't get no trade. You get what you want. Where did Debo get all this leverage from? Hold on. Wait a second. What can we do to keep Debo? Help us grant quality control. Not trade him. Be like, hey, Debo, you want to trade? We'll get back to you on that. And then just not get back to him.
He has one more year.
What happened to that trade? Oh, yeah, we thought about it. We're still considering. Flip Debo for A.J. Brown. Now you're starting to get clever. If you're going to trade Debo, wouldn't you want someone that you know is really good as opposed to someone that you don't know is really good? Death threats, fans play any part in this? Maybe. Perhaps. Anoop says, I feel sorry for this generation of Niner fans. Trading Debo equals trading Jerry Rice in 87. Sorry for the downer. J.J. will never win a Super Bowl.
Jerry Rice.
Here. Sean O'Leary says, haven't been disappointed by one of my favorite teams since the Red Sox traded Mookie Betts. Same issue. Young talent, you should build a team around, traded away by a team infatuated with value. Yeah. It's all right. The Niners draft Pro Bowl wide receivers all the time. They're really good at it.
Dude, the infatuation of draft picks is kind of funny though. I always relate it to that Family Guy episode where the mystery box can be anything, but it can even be it can even be a boat. Like, you already have the boat. What are you doing?
Todd99 says Debo is super loyal. Maybe he doesn't want to deal with all these new faces in the coaching staff. He loved Welker and McDaniel. Who knows? Super loyal.
You did have that dinner with McDaniel.
Ian Rappaport said it's about how he's being used, and Debo liked the tweet. So I'm guessing that's the biggest thing. Because Debo, like, yeah, he played running back, but I think he realized just now that playing running back hurts his value. And I think he wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league, right? So that playing running back isn't going to help him get there. I think he just figured that out.
Exactly. He's probably realizing that's what I thought. Maybe they would push for a number closer to the McCaffrey Ezekiel range, and then maybe just sprinkle on a little extra that adds the sentiment of you are a wide receiver. Hence why probably just that $50 million guarantee, which he probably is looking for that 70.
Debo and Jimmy for pick number 6. Don't put Jimmy in the Debo trade if there is one. He only lowers the value. And I know why you're saying that, because Carolina's supposed to want Jimmy, but I don't like that trade. Maybe he's mad about his usage or lack of in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl NFC Championship. What about this guy over here? It's true. Good point. How about that?
Ooh, you know what? Is he mad about that usage or the usage of being a running back?
We don't know. Don't want to hear nobody saying this because of Trey. Because hold on, Jacob says don't want to hear nobody saying this is because of Trey. Because look at all the other wide receivers practicing with him and excited to play with them. Yeah, it seems pretty clear that this is over money. And usage. Neil says the panic time started when he scrubbed his Instagram. True. Brian says, I want a first-round pick from every team in the league for Debo. What do you think? Yeah, just collectively. Everyone chips in. Someone needs to get fired. I'll do it. As quality control, this was my fault. I should never let this happen.
Honestly, why is Debo's pissed off? Is Debo's pissed off is because of this guy, Grant. He's supposed to keep everything top-notch. Refilling the coffee stands, the Gatorade bottles. This guy couldn't do it.
Donut, all of it. All right, here we go. Jose, why is Deebo Samuel requesting a trade? Lay it out for people who just tuned in.
All right, so Deebo Samuel, and this is part of the reason why I thought the negotiations would be tricky and difficult, and why I could even see why the relationship between the two would get strained had the negotiation had gone far, and it's because of his wide back usage, running back usage. Of course, the 49ers are going to try to push for that lower number. They're going to look for the cheap route no matter what. The bargain deal, the discount. I mean, don't we all look for the discounts? I mean, every week I go on Adidas to see if I'm getting a discount. But I mean, for the 49ers looking at Deebo Samuel, like, great, you're a wide receiver who your real impact was running back. I mean, I said it before, his first half of 2021 wide receiver usage, he was knocking on the door of 1,000 receiving yards, but they were losing.
They were losing. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you make the switch to running back, your real value, Debo.
Yeah.
And we skyrocketed to the freaking NFC Championship.
Right.
Coincidence? No, because your true value is as a running back. Great, you can play both, but ultimately that's where our money is going to lie to you.
His value to the 49ers is pretty clear. Like they could use him as like the way the Rams use Cooper Kupp, but they don't win that way.
Nope.
They don't win that way. So really, his value to them is like being Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey, and that's great. But what happens when he gets hurt next year playing running back? Derrick Henry got hurt, so Debo's not in a year or two. I mean, I guess that's where the Niners are coming from here. And from Debo's perspective, also like, hey, I played running back in a pinch because Raheem Mostert got hurt and you guys needed me to, okay? If Mostert were healthy, maybe we would have won while I was on that record-setting pace as a wide receiver. So don't just say I'm the running back now. Either get a running back or trade me because I don't want to do that long-term. I'd like to make, $150 million in my career, not 20 in and out. That's probably where he's coming from.
Yeah, and when you think you're coming from, you would think, hey, I'm versatile. I should be worth more. Not only should I be top running back, but top wide receiver money. I mean, if you're paying me top wide receiver money, at least hey, not only can we use him as a wide receiver, top notch one, we can kick him a running back for whenever we need to. And suddenly, boom, now we have a new dynamic in the offense. And then maybe you think, hey, with Trey Lance, now we got read options. We got a whole bunch of new dynamics to add to really put the defense on their heels. But no, Debo, I don't blame in this situation. Like, I understand running back is not a longevity position. Wide receiver is. I mean, you think about wide receivers. How many wide receivers actually get injured? They're not getting hit. I mean, non-contact might be the most susceptible, if anything. And they just get paid more. It makes more sense. It makes more sense for his moneymaker. That's what he wants.
Remember a few weeks ago when this all started, Deebo Samuel took the pictures down on his Instagram. And people were like, man, that's nothing. He was just out at dinner with John and Kyle. They must be cool, right? Okay, so what happened at that dinner? I'm guessing Debo made his concerns. He voiced them. I don't want to play running back anymore, if that's the issue, which is what Ian Rappaport is saying, usage. I don't want to play running back anymore. I did it for you. You're using it against me in negotiations. It's only going to lower my value and it's going to reduce my, longevity. It's over. And Kyle was like, not on this team. On this team, you're going to play running back. You're going to do what I say. How about that? You're going to say, yes, Kyle. Yes, Kyle. And Debo is like, no, Kyle. That's my guess. Is that Debo said, I'm not doing it anymore. And Kyle's like, for real? Is that the case? I think you are. And Debo's like, no, I'm out. I don't think the Niners thought that he would take it this far.
Yeah, because definitely you go on those dinners, some trade talks, contract negotiation talks is getting brought up. It's not just like, hey, Kyle, how you doing? How's the fam? I mean, I'm sure that happened, but ultimately, like, all right, Kyle, we're going to start these negotiations soon. John, what are you thinking? What are my uses in the future? And that's why I think you're totally right on this one. That's where he probably hints like, yeah, like probably not as much as running back, but we're still going to use you there. Because, I mean, look, you're so much of a weapon. What am I going to have a Ferrari in the driveway and not drive it? Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to have a gun and not go to the shooting range? Come on. What am I going to do? I'm going to have these
You're our best running back. You average 7 yards a carry. What are you talking about? How can I not? And here's the thing. Say some team trades for him. They're not going to want to use him like a running back sometimes? Really? Because he's the best weapon in the league that way. Are you telling me the Jets or whatever team that wants him is going to be like, we're not going to use Debo at running back? Oh, word? Then lose. It seems strange. It seems like Debo, you may not want to do it, but no matter what team you're playing for, you're probably going to have to play running back. I'm guessing.
You know what I'm curious about, actually, Grant? If he really doesn't want to be used that way, what if all of a sudden the Niners do say, you know what, we'll make you the highest paid wide receiver, more than Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, the actual real proven elite receivers who have done it for years. Yes. You've only done it for 1 year, 1.5, I guess, 2019. Yes. But now you can't. Now you gotta just don't butt back. You're gonna be our running back too. You're gonna do both. You think even then he'd still say, nah, son, I'm good. I just want to be a wide receiver. You're gonna pay me that top amount? Because I wonder if wherever he gets traded to, like you said, we're still going to, say Jets to Debo, you're still going to be a running back, but we're going to pay you top dollar. All of a sudden, he's going to say yes. I wonder if it's because he does surmise that he knows he's not going to be paid the top or even one of the top dollars, why he's pushing back on, all right, if that's the case, don't worry about me being running back.
Well, if the market isn't there for him or he wants it, the Niners shouldn't trip. You don't have to trade him. If there were 3 other teams that were dying to give him $30 million guaranteed or whatever, $30 million a year, then maybe the Niners like, well, maybe the market dictates we got to trade him and let him get what he wants. But it sounds like he's asking for something that's not out there for him. And now he's throwing a fit. Fine. The Niners don't have to freaking trade him. You don't have to. Like, call his bluff. Make him hold out. It's expensive. I don't think he will. It'll cost him millions of dollars.
Yep.
I mean, just keep putting out there in the press, we're trying to trade him. We want to give him what's fair. We want him. He's great. He's our offense. And let him look bad. That seems to be the only thing you can do. You don't just trade him for freaking a couple of first-round picks and be like, well, one of these guys might – he's not going to be as good as Debo. He's not. I guarantee it. No. Tyreek for Debo.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Tyreek, you were on the team for 2 seconds. Now you're gone. I like that. Probably not. That John Lynch pressure is going to be a – yes, it will.
It's God, it's not 4 days.
Oh, yeah. Nespel the first says maybe both first from the Chiefs. They need a wide receiver, and they need a guy like Debo.
They just traded Tyreek Hill.
Why they can't? Yeah, they can't afford him though. They can't. That's why they traded Tyreek Hill. What's quality control's advice in this situation? Don't trade. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about potential. Before I say don't trade Debo, let's talk about what they might be able to get for Debo. Before I just say that, you know what I'm saying? Sway says trade Debo for a third for Texans third overall, then trade back to get Treylon Burks or Sauce Gardner in the first round. Interesting suggestion. We'll keep it in mind when we get there, which is coming up next. Brady Hill says, I see Debo in a Jets jersey. Wow. I can see that too. East Bay Chris says, stop giving the Niners the benefit of the doubt, Grant. They don't deserve it. I'm Team Debo and believe Parag lowballed him and it bit them in the ass. Yeah. I think that's probably true.
Could have.
I think that's probably true. But it's like at the same time, like the Niners are going to come in real low. Debo's going to come in real high. I think it's just kind of amazing that Debo would be like, this isn't going anywhere. It's over. It's like,
immediately.
Actually, I think you probably would have got it if you waited. They're just kind of like, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm with you, Chris. And again, if the Niners trade Debo for picks, I'm going to blast them with pleasure. It seems like you just because Debo's asking for a trade here doesn't mean you have to do it. You can keep him. You can work it out. I like what you're saying. I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just so surprised that Debo requested a trade this quickly. Like, really? And he said he halted negotiations. The Niners are having to go to Schefter and be like, we want to offer more. Wait, we were just kidding.
Damage control. Don't paint us like the bad guy. Man. It's not us. We're Gucci. It's him. Blame him.
That's what they're trying to say. I have no idea. I guess we'll never know how insulting that first offer.
I guarantee you they knew he was going to request a trade and was going to go out there. That's why they had Schefter say that. They knew he was going to end up saying it.
If it's been reported by Rappaport that the issue is usage and Debo liked the tweet, is there anything the Niners could do to salvage this, save saying, all right, we won't play running back anymore? That's my question. I don't know. I guess we'll have to ask John Lynch.
Yeah.
If the issue is money, that's the Niners' fault. If the issue is usage, would you want Debo if you weren't allowed to play him at running back ever? I'd like to know a little bit more about where Debo's coming from on that one. What is the issue here? If it's just usage. Because I'm a little on Kyle's side on that one. It's like, man, what? We tried using you like that in the first 8 weeks. We were 3-5. Now, maybe it's Jimmy's fault. Maybe it's because Jimmy's trash. It's the conundrum, East Bay Chris. Don't you think? I don't know. I think it's a conundrum. Refugio Gomez says, I don't think I pronounced that right. Refugio? I like it. I've never
seen a name like that before.
I don't think it can justify paying a guy like that. Has just played 1 year and obstructed by injuries. I get that wide receivers are bridge too far.
See, a comment like this, I get it. Like, personally, me, I don't think they should pay him the $70 million guarantee if he's demanding that or even more. But on the other side, like, if they did overpay, I wouldn't blame them. You have the salary cap. You have Trey Lance. Yeah. It's okay to splurge on your own players because isn't it the point to draft elite players and homegrown talent and keep them? Because who else are you going to replace them with? No one.
I'm in favor of paying Deebo Samuel. I'm in favor of giving him more targets, but I'm also in favor of using him at running back. I mean, the Niners were like undefeated when he had like eight or more carries in the game. How do you not do that?
Yeah,
and I understand from his perspective, maybe I don't want to do that long term. All right, well then maybe it's just maybe you got to get divorced at that point. I don't know. Because with Buckner, it wasn't like the Niners were asking Buckner to do anything he didn't want to do. It's not like we were like, you have to play defensive end, and he was like, no, that didn't happen. This thing with Debo's very strange, very strange. Amtob99 says he said on record that he likes the ball in his hand no matter through the air or on the ground. It's got to be his fourth quarter usage versus the Rams. Maybe. In which case, more power to you, Debo. You should have got the ball.
Good factor in.
I was on Debo's side and supported him, but now him acting like a child and requesting a trade because his feelings are hurt. Debo as a running back is way better player than Debo as a wide receiver. Facts. Well, he was leading the league in drops through like the first 8 weeks. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do.
I think he led the league in drops overall.
He was definitely leading them for a while. It'll be interesting to see what he could do with a better quarterback, although I'm not sure he's going to go to a team with a better quarterback. Hella comments today, man. People are tripping. I feel it, though. Won that wine bottle. I didn't bet this with my dad. I bet on Jimmy Garoppolo like an idiot. I should have bet on Debo. Trade Debo, 1 good year ain't enough, says Miguel Santana. Let's not forget he was injured and came overweight one season. Hill and Adams earned to be paid.
See, I'll push back on that. That year he came overweight, the dude broke his foot.
He broke his foot working out during the pandemic when he couldn't be at the facility. Like, that was a weird year. I wouldn't do that. Still going to ask John the same question, Grant? Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask him about Debo, I think. What? How did this happen, John? Hey, Gio says, here's $5. Thank you. Feel it. Freddie Mac Dre says, trade Debo for 35, 38, 69, 111. More. There's no way the Niners are trading for Debo. Debo for a package that doesn't include a first-round pick or a player who went to a Pro Bowl. There's no way. There's no way. No freaking way. They would – no. D-Wood 7,300 says his stock is high. If don't want to be here, trade him. We don't need the drama. It's Trey's first year as a starter. Let the monster go. We still have Dr. Frankenstein. Okay. I feel you. D-Wood 7,300. I don't know, man. This is scary. The Niners really haven't been able to draft Pro Bowl wide receivers. The last one was Terrell Owens. Kelly Bassett has been saying this for weeks. Make him play out his contract, draft a center. Yeah, man, make him play out his contract. He's not going anywhere.
You still have franchise tag, too, options.
Yeah. Come on. David Velez says Niners win percentage when Debo plays 65.7%. Niners win percentage when Debo doesn't play 36.3%. The he just wins attribute given to Jimmy G actually belongs to Debo. Pay the man his money. I would have been paid him.
I like that one.
I would have paid him. But again, the Niners are trying to say we want to pay him. We're trying to pay him. It's about usage. Victor says lost us in the NFC Championship, a Super Bowl, and couldn't get the ball down the field, so they moved Deebo to running back, which led to a trade. No way, Jimmy is.
Oh God, come on.
It's Jimmy's fault. It's all Jimmy's fault. Hector Harrow says, "Here's $2." I agree. Let's blame Jimmy. All right, hold on. Let's get to the rest of our things, and then we'll take the rest of these things. Then just get Jets number 4. All right, let's talk about it. Potential trade destinations for Deebo Samuel. First one, before we say it, before we get into the rest, I've seen some people float that the Texans could trade the 13th pick for Deebo Samuel. That's the starting point. Remember, the Niners traded Buckner for the 13th pick. That's one potential one. It's like the Texans have a young quarterback, and Davis Mills is kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo. And if they want him to be good, maybe give him Deebo Samuel. I don't know. What do you think as the Texans, as the first one we discussed?
I mean, first round pick, good. If they're going 13th is good. 13th is a premium pick. I would try just to, if Deebo wants to trade, you really going to have to try to aim for the stars here. Just the same way that you just said Deebo's going to aim high for the negotiations. If you're the 49ers, you're going to want to try to aim high for a draft pick and just keep fielding offers in that way. 13th isn't bad, especially if you can get another package and a slew of picks. But I mean, who's really at 13 at that point that's really going to like help you out? I mean, I think that's one of the points of you want to overpay for Deebo, but I would try to push for maybe even like a top 10 pick. I mean, I know there's probably other teams out there like the Jets, for example. I mean, they offered, what did they offer? They didn't even offer a first round pick for Tyreek Hill, so they probably wouldn't do it for Deebo, or maybe they would. You know, LaFleur, they have 49ers a little bit similarities with LaFleur, Saleh. Maybe it would be willing to. But the Texans, yeah, if that's one of the best ones, that'd be cool. I just think you would probably want to just, use them more as a leverage play for the Jets and like other teams who could be interested.
Okay. It seems like Niner fans are going to immediately go to the Jets and the Texans and any team with a top pick, maybe any team with a couple of picks in the first round. And I get that, but like, I really don't feel comfortable trading Deebo Samuel for draft picks because the Niners aren't that good at drafting. They took Mike McGlinchey in the top 10. They took Javon Kinlaw in the top 15. They're not that good at drafting. They miss all the time. They hit sometimes, but they miss too. I mean, they're not any better than any other team. So I really wouldn't feel comfortable trading Deebo Samuel for anything less than another Pro Bowl wide receiver. And so there are other good wide receivers out there who are disgruntled. Give me one of those. That's all. Only thing I would do. So like, let's talk about it. How about Justin Jefferson? Justin Jefferson doesn't seem like he can really stand playing with Kirk Cousins. All right. And of course, the Vikings wouldn't want to get rid of Justin Jefferson. But if you could get Deebo Samuel in return, maybe the Niners would throw in a draft pick as well. Justin Jefferson is really good. I think Kyle Shanahan called him the best wide receiver in the league last year when Deebo was on his MVP run. I'm just saying, he's really good. A little bit different than Deebo, not a running back, but hell of a wide receiver.
Hell of a wide receiver.
Maybe a better wide receiver than Deebo Samuel. What do you think about
a better route runner at least?
Yeah.
So much cleaner route runner. He's
and probably doesn't drop the ball as much.
No.
Yeah. Also,
just imagine pairing him with Trey Lance going deep, just even shot plays no matter what.
If it had to come to it, I would rather do something like, because at least you say, all right, Justin Jefferson is every bit as good as Deebo Samuel. Fine. But like, you're going to tell me like Treylon Burks or some like, word? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? No. I've seen a lot of busts in the top 15 in wide receiver. Like, I don't know about
Rams could take any of the pick of the litter of these wide receivers. They could have the first pick of the wide receiver in the first round of the draft, no matter where they're picking. It doesn't matter. They're not going to sniff the impact of Deebo Samuel. So yeah, I agree with you in terms of picks.
What about if you traded him for like AJ Brown? AJ Brown's disgruntled. Maybe the Niners like, look, we're trying to pay Deebo. AJ Brown, you want the money we were going to pay Deebo. AJ Brown's really good. I thought the Niners should have drafted AJ Brown over Deebo. I was wrong. But AJ Brown's really good. I mean, he pretty much single-handedly beat the Niners this year. He was really good. Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting. You're saying flip for wide receiver, but isn't the whole thing that the 49ers love Deebo is because he has that running back element? So wouldn't they maybe look for another like prominent running back?
Hell no. Do not trade Deebo for a running back. No, absolutely not. Just keep drafting running backs, keep taking them in the draft. You got to replace this dude at wide receiver.
Yeah. Do you?
I would think. If you trade him
we just talked about his best usage.
He can get hurt week 1. I don't know about that, man.
So could Debo if you use him this year that way.
Trade for Jared McKinnon.
Oh God.
Tevin Coleman.
So, I mean, at that point, what are we going to look at? Hey, send him to the Colts for Jonathan Taylor. They need a wide receiver. I put the Colts
It
as the
seems like it's
potential
one of these
destination.
situations that if Debo is forcing the Niners' hand because he doesn't want to play running back anymore, and like there's nothing the Niners can do other than say, okay, we won't play you at running back, you're just a wide receiver. Maybe they like, if it's just wide receiver, not running back included, maybe they prefer Justin Jefferson. I mean, let me ask you, if Deebo Samuel says, I'm never playing running back ever again, who would you rather have on your team, him or Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. Easily.
So I don't know if the
Easily.
Niners could pull that off, but it's something to think about. And again, I don't know that Debo is, he's being very cryptic here. It's his usage. It could have been his usage in the fourth quarter, the NFC Championship game. It could be, God knows. But if it's about this running back thing, okay. If it's a wide receiver who just played wide receiver, I'll take Justin Jefferson. He's younger.
Yeah, I think I would probably lean more towards that he's really PO'd by the usage of running back because for exact reasons that he knows it's going to hurt for his price point. Yeah. I mean, it's just at that point,
He's right.
look
at his agent. Would you want him playing running back?
We just said the same thing. Look at his agent.
Sorry.
running back. But not even that. His agent is freaking smart. He just got Denzel Ward cashed the freak out from the Cleveland Browns. So of course he has 3 clients: DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Deebo Samuel. I'm pretty sure he's matriculating it in a way where he's trying to structure it to see who can get the most out of what in terms of, if I get DK signed first, I can probably milk more. There's probably like a whole, nuance to it, very detail oriented with the contracts and trying to get him paid. But that's why originally I thought the reason why Debo wasn't negotiating was because his agent probably told him, hey, we're not negotiating. We're going to get everyone else paid. We're going to get you paid last. So you really boost up your number. That's what I thought, but apparently not.
Sounds more like the agents decided you got to go first, bud. You got to go first. Sorry.
And that brings back to what you said last week. The agent was fielding offers or finding out contract offers from other teams that maybe he already has like a little sniffing point, an idea. So he's probably the one that presented this to Debo under the table. Look, Debo, these teams are willing to pay this. Running back usage, very minimal or none. And that's probably also what stems from like, all right, cool, because I know the Niners still want to use me the same way. And we're probably not going to get paid that $70 million guarantee or 35 plus APY, whatever it is that he's looking for. So a lot of like under the tables, intangible, under the works, in the shadows works going on here that we don't even know about, and it's probably happening.
Kenneth Burns says it is what it is. Debo won't be as good as just a wide receiver. He needs touches, and Niners were creative in getting him the ball in multiple ways. Good luck to you. Again, we don't really know why he's requested the trade. We're guessing. We're starting to put some pieces together, but if he doesn't want to play running back anymore and the Niners could trade him for someone like AJ Brown or Justin Jefferson, who are also just wide receivers who don't play running back, I'd be open-minded. At least those guys might want to play for the 49ers. I mean, it's good to have someone who wants to play for your team. I don't know. On the other hand, if this is all really about money and the Niners just lowball Debo, this is going to be the biggest black mark on their resume in a very long time. It's going to be unforgivable. Like Buckner won't even come close if this is only about money.
And now no one can use the DeForest Buckner as the outlier situation. The 49ers don't pay their own and such.
No, actually, it's a pattern now, and players have to be careful. They're a little bit like an Oakland A's Moneyball team. If you're too good, you could price yourself out.
God.
Cali Boy 58 says, imagine Kamara or C-Mac not wanting to play slot.
They don't really play like that, though. I mean, C-Mac does. Not Kamara.
Yeah, but he's saying I'm only going to play one position. Daniel, thank you. True Sav Comedy says the way the Niners handle Jimmy and Debo proves they are more concerned with saving money and not winning championships. Bring back the DeBartolos. I wish, freaking wish. They really mishandled this. Man, what a bad offseason. So bad. And they're going to blame Debo for it. Becton in the 4th play, Becton at right tackle. Becton in the 4th pick. That's a lot for Deebo Samuel. I don't know that the Niners can get all that.
Becton. Hey, Grant, would you say the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo, they're at the worst case scenario? Well, now look, they're kind of at the worst case scenario with Debo right now, aren't they? So now you've mishandled two of them. Are we sure they're gonna handle Nick Bosa right?
I'm not sure that Nick Bosa would even sign a contract extension this offseason if they offered him one. I mean, he should wait. He should wait till next year. Preston Reynolds says the way to fix this is to throw the bag at him. Realize that Debo's more important to this team than anyone else and let him know that. Hope this can be fixed. Yeah, I would think so. If the Niners keep saying like, hey, we want to pay him. All right, do it then. Do it. Show up to his house, Brinks truck, give the cash. Here it is. Let him see it. Let him smell it. Maybe he'll change his mind. I don't know. That's just my suggestion. Chewy Alejandro, hey guys, imagine Jimmy on the team longer than Debo. Front offense equals winning. LOL not. Yeah, they can't let that happen. It would be the worst. They would be laughing stocks. Felix says, whose fault is this? The offseason has been a disaster.
I mean, I did write the other week that freaking who gets traded first, Jimmy or Debo, and I said instantly Debo. And it wasn't even so much the realistic possibility of Debo, of the likelihood of him being traded. It was just Debo. I mean, Jimmy has no market. Come on, what's Jimmy gonna do? Just cut him already. What do we have him there for?
It's Trent Baalke's fault because he gave $18 million a year to Christian Kirk, and now you gotta give way more to wide. Christian Kirk isn't even that good. So essentially, it's Trent Baalke's fault, and then I think it's probably John Lynch and Parag Marate's fault for not, reacting to the market, and then maybe it's the 49ers' fault for insisting on playing Debo at running back. Although I'm sympathetic to Kyle on that one. Like, you telling me I can't. What? Hold on. It's like that's like Draymond Green saying I don't want to play center anymore. Like, whoa. We're really good when we play you at center in Spurs. Well, hold on. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit like that. And so I'm just curious. I want to know
for sure. At that point, then it's like, all right, now Debo, you're definitely not getting any more than 50 million guaranteed. If that's the point, we were gonna inch to you to 60, 70, but you have a problem not playing running back. You pretty much, just capped our offense that you don't want to do that.
Yeah. But I have no idea what's going on. Felix, good question. That Niner guy says Grant's question, John. WTF is going on here? Like, seriously, this is your offseason?
That would work.
John, what do you say to the criticism that this is the most ridiculous offseason ever in franchise? He wants to be on the East Coast, in my opinion. Maybe. I mean, he just had a kid. He's from South Carolina.
Miami.
I don't know. But again, it's been reported it's a usage thing from Rappaport. Daniel says trade him for like the 55th round picks. It's where the Niners pick best. Do they though? I mean, who do they get in fifth? Last year they got Talanoa. They got Jalen Moore and Diamador Lenore. Like, how great was that? Was that great? Super great. I'm just saying, maybe that's a little bit of a myth. John Pack is Debo. No! Sorry, gold-blooded. No, do not lower Debo's value by throwing Jimmy in there. It's like having an asset and being like, okay, but you have to take this awful thing too. Like, I don't want that.
It's lowering Debo, but the only way you can get Jimmy off your books. That says a lot.
Refugio. It's Spanish, so you have to roll the R too. Refugio. Trade is not an option. It would take weapons away from Trey Lance in his most important year. Unless you replace him with another Pro Bowl weapon. That's the only way I think you can do it. Anthony Adams says some players have intrinsic value. Debo is our heart and soul. You already botched this once with Defoe. Pay him what he's worth, not by his position. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why the Niners were leaking to Adam Schefter, like, hey, we're trying to pay him. Like, this is getting really bad. And when this blows up, everyone needs to know that we actually were trying to pay him. That's basically what happened yesterday, right?
Once I saw Schefter said that, I was like, oh, no.
It's bad. It's so bad.
It's so real right now.
It's so bad. Corey Soto says there's a reason Debo seemingly hasn't embraced the quarterback change. It's not because he loves Jimmy. He loves the production he gets from those Jimmy limitations. He loves playing running back? You sure?
Apparently not. I don't know. I mean,
Jimmy's limitations forces Debo to play running back. Not Debo.
I don't believe any of that talk. I don't believe any of that talk about he has displeasures of playing with Lance. God, come on.
I don't see any evidence of that.
I was going to say, where's the points?
Delicioso says the Niners are the only team that could F this up by keeping sorry-ass Jimmy G to save face, but are going to end up losing their best weapon. Let's see what Jimmy does without Debo. Let's go Chargers. Yeah, let's go Chargers. That's rough. Yeah. That's pretty much going to be their legacy if they keep Jimmy Garoppolo and lose Debo. Like, all the good things they've done, the 2 playoff runs they've had, people are going to be like, you never figured out the quarterback situation, and you were so indecisive that it cost you not just DeForest Buckner, but Deebo Samuel too.
That's going to be super rough. And the only way you're going to make that up is if you actually win a Super Bowl, which...
hard to do. There's 31 other teams. Chase Shear says, I don't know if anyone has said it yet, but trade Debo, get Watson, and reunite him with Trey is more likely a possibility now. You really want to trade Deebo Samuel for a guy that played at Division II? I like Christian Watson, but really, man, are you serious? I'm scared about that.
Debo replacement.
I would rather have Justin Jefferson. I know Justin Jefferson can get you 1,500 yards. He's really good. Draft is going to be real interesting. Yeah.
Yes. That's where he's going to get traded, if anything.
Eagles supposedly front runners with picks 15 and 18. Really? Debo. Eagles. Says who? I'll see that. Well, maybe. Okay. Something to look out for. They've been wanting to make a move, I guess. Emmanuel Gomez says Debo liked a pic of him in a Cowboy jersey. LOL.
He's gonna like anything right now.
He's gonna like anything right now. Trade Debo, says Isaiah Gill. Ooh, fans are not happy. Not happy. Debo liked to tweet about him in a Cowboys uniform. All right, hold on. Hold on. Okay.
Researcher Detective Grant on the scene.
Okay. Yeah. Man, you look awesome wearing blue and silver with a star on your helmet. Wow. I don't think there's any coming back from that one, man. I think once Debo does that, Niner fans are, dude. Wow. That's really burning the bridge. Putting you liking, wow. Damn, Debo. That's I would love to hear his side of the story. I gotta know. What did they do, Debo? What happened? Tell me.
If the 49ers obviously have leverage because of the last season of his deal, right? If they just call his bluff, don't trade him, they hold on to him. Not reporting to mandatory camp, which is mini camp, camp, means a loss of an accrued season, meaning Samuel will be facing restricted free agency next year. Restricted free agency. Now your options are limited. He has no power in this, man.
Sorry. Look, I am pro player and I like Deebo Samuel, but dude, this is again, like they don't have to trade you. You have to play for the 49ers.
He's overplaying his hand like the 49ers did with Jimmy. You think he called for a trade because he's trying to get cashed out more? Maybe?
I don't know. I don't know, man. It seems kind of weird. But yeah, that's a good piece of information. They don't have to trade him. He does have to play for them.
Even without me knowing that, they still have the franchise tag on the board. So I mean, dude,
a restricted free agent. You know how much money he would lose? Oh. Okay. Mason says, I cannot wait to hear what John Lynch has to say about all this during the pre-draft press conference. Yeah, me too. That'll be in 5 days. Debo trying to snatch the Niners chain. Where is Craig? Trey Lance. Call me crazy, Grant, but this still feels just like a genius posture by Debo and his agent. Yeah, I mean, you just pointed it out. Like, he can't hold out. It's not just that he would lose money. He would lose an accrued season. You can't let that happen. Not going to let that happen. I don't think. Kalicki Carroll says if the Niners trade Debo, the Ray-Ray McCloud trade makes more sense. Now he's not Debo, but in college he was a gadget. I can never replace Debo, but you could use Ray-Ray as a gadget and trade for sure wide receiver.
You can use him and get 2 yards.
Maybe that's why the Niners signed Ray-Ray McCloud. We should have known when they signed. Hey, you know what was funny? At his introductory press conference, I asked him, I was like, we know you're going to use you a lot on special teams, but how do you feel you fit in this offense? And he's like, you seen Deebo Samuel? I can do that. Oh, okay. So yeah, pretty much. Maybe that's what they told him. Like, hey, we kind of might need you to do everything Deebo did. We're gonna give you 130 targets. David says, here's what you should ask Lynch. If there's even 1 nanosecond where Jimmy G is on the team and Debo isn't, are you going to fire Parag and yourself immediately? That's a good question. I like that one. David. I like that. That's good. All right, let's take these questions and leave because we gotta write articles for our website because this is crazy. I won't pay a wide receiver unless he's a true number 1. Yeah, like Dante Pettis.
Oh,
Timothy says Debo, Kittle, and Jimmy for Scary Terry, some picks and a bag of popcorn. Get the disgruntled players out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that. No, do not package Debo with lesser players. Trade them individually. Don't do that. If Debo wants top wide receiver money, then he needs to remember he has 1,000-yard season and 10 receiving touchdowns in his career, says Young Jay.
What about his rushing touchdowns? Didn't he have like 6 or 8 rushing touchdowns last year?
Yeah, he had 8. Eduardo says, Grant, this is all your fault. This all started happening once he blocked you. You hurt his feelings.
See? I told you.
Yeah, that's going to be the next tweet.
Hashtag blame Grant.
A local YouTuber really took it too far. And it's the main reason that Deebo Samuel wants to leave the Bay Area. Everyone, cancel Grant. The Ramelia Sports Report says Kyle Lynch bungled Debo in trade situations. Love it. Sorry,
you include Trey Lance. That makes sense. Yeah.
Nick says Jimmy no throw and Debo for the 6th pick and Christian McCaffrey and Lions versus Debo hometown Panthers. Oh, wow. He is from Carolina.
Oh,
he's from Carolina.
I like those picks. I would make that trade.
6th pick.
Just to get Jimmy off your books too.
Arian 44 says serial mismanagement featured Debo's max talents in a contract year. You know you're not winning a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Did with George Kittle, Fred Warner, Deebo Samuel. BA next, resign first, then expose. I have no idea what he's talking about. I missed that. I'll try it again. Serial mismanagement. feature Deebo's max talents in a contract year. Featuring Deebo's max talents in contract year, knowing you're not winning the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah. Yeah. Like, why did you do all that? You made him so expensive by doing all this. But I guess they thought they might win a Super Bowl. I once ate a brownie, says Gus. $10. You've once ate a brownie? Dude.
The caramel ones, the turtle ones.
Yeah, like with a little bit of, maybe a little bit of fudge. The guy says Deebo's brother is fueling all of this. Make Deebo happy and let him continue to be the great player he is. Get rid of Jimmy, period.
Hey, speaking of that, he wasn't capping. He wasn't trolling us.
Everyone got to run with it. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, good call.
I really thought he was trolling us when he put the laughing emoji. I was like, come on, he's just messing with us. It was real.
Stank the Tank says Deebo always supported Jimmy G to the fullest. Is Deebo's attitude linked to the Jimmy G situation? Are Deebo and Jimmy G collaborating? No. I don't think so. That's not what, again, hold on. What it said, Ian Rappaport said there are also issues with how he's used. Money is not at the root of the issue for Deebo Samuel. Otherwise, that could be fixed with a big offer. But there are also issues with how he's used. That's what is coming from Deebo's camp, apparently. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's getting that from the Niners. We'll have to hear more.
It's true. Maybe it is.
We'll have to hear more. Michael Hamilton says, unhappy stars never work out for the team. You will never know if you're getting 100%. You can make them show up, but 3/4 speed to finish the season is no good. All right, well, then bring in A.J. Brown or Justin Jefferson. I'm cool with that. Those guys are great too. Mo Dollar says he doesn't want to start a family in California. It's simple as that. He just had a kid. He wants to raise him near his family back home. Okay.
Back home, just work here in the freaking.
Yeah, I mean, none of these players buy houses out in California. These players don't buy houses out here. Did you know that? They get a condo and bounce, or an apartment and leave, and they live like kings wherever they're from the rest of the year. Carlos, thank you. John says, hate to say it, but if Deebo doesn't want to be here, you have to move him. Can't trust him to come in and shape in his whole game based on effort. He's not going to sabotage his own career because he wants to play somewhere else. I'm sorry. He's not. Is he? I mean, Le'Veon Bell sort of did, but I don't think he will.
God, talk about self-sabotage.
All right. Deebo really ruined 420.
That's why he ate a brownie. I totally forgot it was 420.
Super funny. All right, that's the show. I'll be back 3:00 with Larry Kruger, 6:00 with Jesse Naylor. It's time for us to go write articles. Good job, Deebo. Thanks a lot, Deebo. You just made my day a lot more difficult.
Freaking oversaturation.
You better get traded. This better not be a bunch of nothing, all right?
It's going to be a bunch of nothing.
See you guys. Peace. Thanks, man.